Pokémon Home has recently been updated to allow transfers to the Generation 9 Pokémon games Scarlet and Violet. This will allow you to bring some Pokémon from older generations into Scarlet and Violet, and later on, starting in July, you'll actually be able to use these transferred Pokémon in competitive battles. So let's go ahead generation by generation to see which Pokémon are being added to the game. Let me know in the comments below what Pokémon you are most excited about seeing again. Starting off in Generation 1, we have Charizard, which isn't too much of a surprise considering the recent Terra events, but we also have Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Mewtwo, Mew, and also Tauros, which I suppose is there to have the Kanto counterpart of the Paldean Tauros. Up next in Gen 2, we unfortunately only have one single Pokemon, and that is Typhlosion, probably because that is going to be the counterpart for the Hisuian Typhlosion, but it is a bit sad that we don't get anything like Entei, Suicune, and Raikou, especially considering we have Walking Wake. So fingers crossed that we at least get them in some form or another in the future. Moving on to Gen 3, we have Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza. Rayquaza is especially an interesting one because if you've been paying attention to the anime, you would know that shiny Rayquaza makes an appearance in the anime. So maybe that's a little foreshadowing of what's to come in the DLC in the future. On to Gen 4 though, we have Uxie, Mesprit, Azelf, as well as Dialga and Palkia, which you can use both the origin and primary forms. And also we have Heatran, Giratina, Cresselia, and Arceus. Of course, for all of these Pokemon, you'll be able to get all of these different forms by getting items from the auction house. On to Gen 5 though, we have Samurott, and of course the big three, Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus, as well as Meloetta. But just look at Landorus, look at how menacing he is. He already knows what's going to happen once he gets added into competitive battles. But let's not delve onto him too long because it's over onto Gen 6, where we have Chestnut, Delphox, and Greninja, all three of the starters, as well as Carbink, Diancie, Hooper, and Volcanion. Gen 7 introduces Decidueye and Magiona, but also it includes the Alolan forms of some fan favorites, Raichu, Dugtrio with those luscious locks, Persian, and of course Mach. Gen 8 is where things get very interesting because of how many Pokemon are added. We have Rillaboom, Cinderace, Inteleon, Berserker, Zacian, Zamazenta, Eternatus, Urshifu, both forms of course, Zyrude, Regieleki, Regidrago, Glastrier, Spectrier, and of course Calyrex. And just like Landorus, I cannot wait to see what havoc Regieleki will cause. Then there are also the Galarian forms of Slowking, as well as the three legendary birds Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Meanwhile, from the Hisuian region, we have some of the new Pokemon, namely Wordier, Kleavor, Ursaluna, Basculegion, Sneasler, Overqwil, and Enamorus. But also the Hisuian forms of Arcanine, Electrode, Typhlosion, Samurott, Lilligant, Zoroark, Braviary, Goodra, Avalugg, and Decidueye. And those are all the new Pokemon that are going to be allowed to be transferred over into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Some of them I think are just simply fan favorites, while some of them I think are going to be absolute menaces over in competitive play. So let me know what you think and what you are most excited for. And until next time, bye bye.